channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Destiny, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back to the family. This week's video is a DIY French tip manicure at home using dip powder. This literally lasted me over 4 weeks. This is maybe week 5 already and they're still going strong, and I'm completely obsessed with them. So I'm going to show you the ins and outs of how I did this myself and show you how you can do it yourself at home. So if you want to figure out how to do this yourself, just keep on watching this video, and without further ado, let's just get right on into it. So we're going to start off with our fresh nails, and make sure that you have your hands nice and clean. We're just going to take some cotton balls along with some acetone and just clean off your natural nails, just to make sure that there's no type of natural oils or dirt or anything like that staying on your nail bed, which prevents it from sticking to the nail a little bit better. After that, we're going to go in with some alcohol and do the same thing, clean all of our tools, and then push back those cuticles. I'm going to make sure to do this to all 10 fingers. This step is completely optional. Of course, only do it if you need it. And FYI, this is a disclaimer that I'm not a professional nail artist. I'm not a nail tech. I just do this myself, and this is my first time trying it out at home. So let me know if I'm doing anything wrong, but I was doing quite a bit of research and I was being as safe as possible. So if you're doing this yourself without any prior experience, make sure that you are also doing this safely, and only do what you're comfortable with. Like, you don't even need to do the nail tips if you don't have them. Like, I just wanted my nails to be longer, but this style can definitely be done on your natural nails as well. And this part took forever for me because this was my first time using cuticle scissors. They were really great. I just am still learning how to cut my cuticles, so it's taking me longer than I wanted to. But I feel like this step really did help my nails look really just like clean and sleek. They just looked really great after I cut down my cuticles. Now I'm just buffing down my nails to make sure that there's a nice smooth surface once I start attaching my fake nails. Again, the fake nails is optional. You don't have to do this part, but this is what I wanted to go for because I was going on vacation, so I wanted that long look. Now I'm measuring these fake nails to my natural nail just to make sure that it's a good size. And FYI, make sure that they're not too small for your finger because then it will fit really weird. So I'd say, if anything, go a little bit bigger and then file it down if you have to, but definitely do not go smaller. These nail tips and all of the supplies that I'm using for my nails in this video, I did get off of Amazon, so I'll be sure to leave a link in the description for you guys if you're interested in trying out these nails or getting any of these supplies. I got you. And after I'm done measuring, I'm just setting down each of the 5 tips on each side so that I make sure I'm placing the right nail onto the right one, because the last thing you need is to put the wrong nail onto the wrong finger, and then it's just stuck there because you glued it down and it's no longer able to come off. So make sure that you're really cautious about using this glue because it is very strong. You can feel free to use a different glue. It doesn't have to be this one, but this one had really good reviews and my nails lasted so freaking long with it. So highly recommend this glue. Now that we have the fake nails on, it's time to trim them down. So I'm using a nail clipper, and then if you are trying to do a different shape other than almond, of course you can file it to the size of your liking, but if you're doing something like a coffin shape, you can even use cuticle scissors to cut down your time because filing does take longer than we like to admit. Because I'm doing almond shape, I did end up cutting the sides of some of the nails just to make it a little bit easier for me to round out that tip. So I just imagined that I was gonna cut the sides down as if I was gonna do a coffin shape, but then just round off the top so it's more almond. And I'm just gonna do that with all 10 fingers and file them down to my liking so that it looks good on my finger, and then we'll move on to the next part. After the shaping, we're going to go back in with a nail file and just file down the fake nail as well as some of your natural nail. And this is supposed to help the nails last longer, and this seems to hold up to be true because these nails lasted me literally 5 weeks. So I'd say one of the most important steps to follow is this: using the alcohol before putting on the fake nail and also filing down the nail before you start putting down the powder. Using a drill is optional, but I'm using it to cut down my time in half because the filing can take a little bit of time, especially if you're a perfectionist like me. So I'm just using the drill to file down where my natural nail meets that fake nail to make sure that there's a nice smooth surface to start out with once we start adding the powder. After that, you just want to wash your hands and start with the dip powder. I did get this dip powder set off of Amazon, like I said before, and to be honest, this was not the greatest dip powder set, so I'm not going to be linking it down for you guys because it literally gave me such a hard time and it took me forever to get a really smooth surface once I was dipping. So I'm going to try out another brand the next time I do my nails, but this one wasn't too great. Just make sure to do your research. My grandmother actually already owned this, so I didn't buy it myself. She got it off of Amazon, so I just had it, so I used it. But if you have something better, definitely use that. So for this, we're going to do 3 dips. We're going to do the middle of the nail, which is the apex of the nail, and just that, a little bit above the apex to the tip of the nail, and then the full nail. The apex of the nail is the highest point in the middle of the nail plate, so having symmetry on the apex of the nail makes a big difference on the overall appearance. So if you have like an unbalanced apex, the nail, even if it's clean, it's gonna look really awkward. So just making sure we're building from the apex from the start is gonna make sure that we have a really good set of nails. I'm putting the base coat on the apex only, dipping it, tapping off the excess, and also brushing off excess with the brush that comes in the kit that I have. I'm going to continue with this finger and do my other 2 dips, and before moving on to the rest of my fingers, I'm going to make sure to seal it with the sealant and then make my way through all of my nails. Also, if you make a mistake while dipping your nails, you can always fix it before sealing it. Do not seal it if the dip powder is on your cuticles or on the side of your fingers. Make sure to use some acetone to take it off before sealing it in place. This is going to save you so much more time once you're actually fixing them up and filing. Once we're done sealing, we're just going to file to our desired shape and keep on going.
she's a starter, just like her kid, the angel lover. I feel like a dog, dressed like a cat, not to be happy, just to understand when it's done. Even if I were good, I can't seem to remember tricks for more than a couple turns. Even if I could, there's something in the silence of this waiting room that feels so good. And even if I knew the real reason for anything like getting or loving you, it wouldn't really change the fact I could be cat or dog. I guess whatever is okay.
I found somebody, I say you don't cross my mind. And she doesn't know that your favorite place is still mine. Now I take the long way home, avoid what I can't let go. I don't always think about you, but sometimes I do. Cause sometimes I drive through all of the streets we used to on First Avenue. Cause sometimes I don't even know where I'm going at first. All of the turns that I had to unlearn, back to the surface, the feeling of all that we were. I don't always think about you till First Avenue, that's when I do. That's when I do. I guess the truth is I can't.
And with that, I end today's video. If you guys found this video helpful at all, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel. It definitely helps me out to continue to make content for you guys. And while you're at it, make sure that you hit that little notification bell so that you're notified every single time I post a new video. I am going to be releasing another DIY nail tutorial within the next few weeks because I did get sent a new dip powder kit that I'm so excited to try out. So if you want to find out my little fall inspired nails, keep an eye out for that video. But until next time, bye guys.